The Western Conference has a serious Wemby problem. I mean, think about it. What he did in his rookie season doesn't just happen. Wemby's rookie season was nothing short of legendary. I mean, from day one, we all knew this guy was going to be special. But even then, he managed to exceed everyone's expectations. The fact that he was named the 2024 NBA Rookie of the Year by unanimous vote, that just doesn't happen every day. In fact, he's only the 6th rookie to ever accomplish that. And to have it happen in a season where he wasn't just good, he was dominant. What really stands out to me is how he transformed the defensive end of the game. Wemby led the entire league in blocks per game and total blocks, and only one other rookie in history ever did that. Think about that for a second. The league has seen countless shot blockers, but for a rookie to step in and control the paint like that is unbelievable. And it wasn't just blocks. He nearly took home the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award too, finishing second behind Rudy Gobert. The kid was 20 years old and already challenging some of the league's best defenders. Speaking of history, how about Wemby being named to the NBA All-Defensive First Team? That's right, he became the first rookie ever to do it. Not only that, but he's the youngest player to ever be named to that team. That's just mind-blowing. To be that young and already impacting the game at that level, that's the kind of thing that cements a legacy early. And the records didn't stop there. Wemby became the first player in NBA history to finish a season with at least 1,500 points, 250 blocks, and 100 made three-pointers. It's like he was doing things nobody thought possible. The versatility of his game is just insane. 1 minute, he's protecting the rim and swatting shots into the third row, and the next, he's draining threes like a seasoned sharpshooter. We've never seen anything like it. He finished the season averaging 3.6 blocks per game, which is ridiculous. But what's even crazier, at just 20 years and 101 days old, Wemby became the youngest player ever to lead the league in blocks for a season. The youngest. It's like he was rewriting the record books every night. This guy was a highlight machine every time he stepped on the floor. His blend of size, skill, and basketball IQ is something we rarely, if ever, see in a rookie. And the scariest part, he's only just getting started. The potential he showed in his first year already has fans, including myself, buzzing about what the future holds. Can you even imagine what year 2 is going to look like? Wemby's rookie season was everything you could want as a basketball fan. Historic, exciting, and the start of something truly special. And now, add Chris Paul to the mix, one of the best point guards ever. The San Antonio Spurs have been on the hunt for a steady leader to guide their young talent, especially when the game's on the line. Last season, they really struggled to close out games. I mean, it's tough for a young squad to find their footing in those high-pressure moments. But now, they've got Chris Paul, one of the most respected point guards in NBA history. And I couldn't be more excited. Here's a stat that should get every Spurs fan buzzing. Since 2020, CP3 leads the league in fourth quarter assists. That's right, he's the guy you want orchestrating the offense when the clock's ticking down. Closing out games takes more than just raw talent. It demands poise, smart decision-making, and the ability to keep your cool under pressure. And that's where Chris shines. The young Spurs have a lot of scoring talent, but what they really needed was someone who could control the flow of the game and make sure they got the right shot at the right time. Chris Paul isn't just about scoring. His true value comes from setting up his teammates. He knows how to find the best looks when the pressure's on. Imagine him dishing out assists to Wemby, creating space for those jaw-dropping dunks or effortless jumper. Paul's leadership will help transform this team's offense into something much more efficient and organized, especially in those crucial final minutes. We're talking about a whole new level of composure. And while it's true that Chris might not be the explosive player he once was, his experience is absolutely invaluable. Every time he steps onto the court, he brings a wealth of knowledge. He's been in countless clutch situations, and now he can pass that wisdom on to the young guys. It's like having a coach on the floor. Spurs fans can look forward to a team that plays smarter, especially when it counts. With CP3 guiding them, they'll make better decisions in crunch time, and that's going to be a game changer. Just think about how exciting it'll be to see Wemby learning from Paul. Wemby's incredible potential, paired with Chris's knack for creating opportunities, could make for some electrifying moments. The synergy between those two could really elevate Wemby's game. Chris can help him understand when to be aggressive and when to let the game come to him. It's a perfect match. Having a veteran like Paul means the Spurs will be more composed under pressure. Fans can expect fewer blown leads and more thrilling victories. CP3 will instill that winning mentality in these young players. They'll learn the importance of staying focused and executing the game plan when it matters most. And I said in the beginning of this video that Wemby will be a problem in the Western Conference. Let's look at some of the other Western Conference bigs and how they matched up against Wemby last year. We'll start with Jokic. The showdown between Nikola Jokic and Wemby was nothing short of electrifying. I mean, let's talk about that April 2nd matchup, where Wemby came so close to a quadruple-double. He dropped 23 points, snagged 15 rebounds, recorded 9 blocks, and dished out 8 assists. How wild is that? That's a stat line we've never seen before in NBA history. And on the other side, Jokic had his usual dominance with 42 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. Just another day at the office for it. But here's where it gets interesting. Wemby was mostly guarded by Aaron Gordon in the second half, but when he went one-on-one with Jokic, it was an absolute spectacle. These two are going to be a legendary rivalry in the making. Jokic is the reigning king of the league, probably set to snag his 3rd MVP award, while Wemby is already a top 15 player with the potential to overtake him in the future. That's a mouthful, right? Now let's keep it real. Nobody's stopping Jokic. He's averaged an insane 37.3 points, 11.3 rebounds, and 6.7 assists while shooting 60%. That's a monster performance. But here's the kicker. Wemby has shown flashes of success against him. He's blocked Jokic more than anyone else this season, swatting away 6 of his shots. Can you believe it? That 8-foot wingspan is causing some serious problems for Jokic. After one of their matchups, Jokic even joked about Wemby's shot blocking skills, saying, "If you block one more shot, I'm going to do something." He was half serious, but Wemby went on to block 4 more. That's pure comedy. But let's not forget, while Wemby's had some success, Jokic still shot 56.3% against him. That just shows how skilled Jokic is, right? However, here's the thing. Wembanyama is still a rookie and nowhere near a finished product. As he gains strength and experience, that matchup is only going to get tougher for Jokic. Wemby's only going to improve and adapt, and that's what's so exciting. Imagine him adding muscle and developing his game even more. It's like watching a superhero train for their next big battle. The potential for this rivalry is off the charts. Jokic has the advantage now, but I can see Wemby closing the gap. As he continues to grow and learn from veterans, he's going to become a nightmare for Jokic on both ends of the court. With every game, Wemby's confidence and skills are just going to soar. But what about the best defensive center in the West, Rudy Gobert? For this one, let's look at the defensive battle. The two of them were the 2 Defensive Player of the Year finalists. I mean, we're talking about 2 of the best rim protectors in the game today. And it's fascinating to see how they match up. While Rudy's been a defensive stalwart, Wemby is making waves in ways we've never seen before. While Wemby shines in blocks and steals, he's also averaging 1.3 steals per game. Rudy has a different impact. Rudy's known for altering shots at the rim. You've got to give him credit for that. One of the crucial stats voters look at is how well opponents shoot within 6 feet of a defender. This is where it gets interesting. Wembanyama contests 8.2 shots per game compared to Rudy's 7.9. But Rudy's the one forcing more misses. That's a big deal. When you dive deeper into the stats, these stats take into account how the team performs when a player is on the floor, adjusting for the quality of teammates and opponents. Wemby looks fantastic in these categories. However, let's talk about the elephant in the room, team success. Voters tend to favor players on top-tier defenses, and that's where Wemby runs into trouble. The Spurs are currently sitting at 23rd in the league for defense. That makes it tough for Wemby's case, even though he's putting up these mind-blowing stats. Rudy, on the other hand, is leading the charge for the #1 defense in the league with the Timberwolves. He's got that strong narrative backing him. So, while Rudy has the veteran experience and the narrative of being on a top defense, Wembanyama is the exciting young talent who's rewriting the rulebook on rim protection. I can't wait to see how this rivalry unfolds. Each player brings something unique to the table, and the contrast between them is what makes this matchup so thrilling. But moving on from there, how about Kevin Durant? Wembanyama versus Durant is the matchup every basketball fan's been waiting for. When you think about these 2 superstars, it's wild to see how they stack up against each other. Let's break down their stats. And trust me, it gets exciting. First up, we got Kevin Durant. This guy is a scoring machine, averaging 26.3 points per game. He's not just about the points though. He grabs 4 rebounds and dishes out 4 assists each game. Plus, he gets 1.7 steals and manages to block almost 1 shot per game. That's some serious all-around talent right there. Now let's talk about Wemby. This kid is making waves in the league. Averaging 23 points per game doesn't tell the whole story. He's also pulling down 7.7 rebounds and getting 2.3 blocks a game. His size and skill are something we've never really seen before. When you combine his height with that crazy wingspan, he's a defensive nightmare. In their game performances, the differences really stand out. Durant dropped 28 points in one game, pulling down 6 rebounds and handing out 7 assists. He also got 3 steals and 2 blocks. You can see why he's a 2-time champion. But guess what? Wembanyama stole the show with 38 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 4 blocks. Can you believe that? This dude is just getting started. Now let's break it down a little more. Wembanyama's 38 points show he's got that killer instinct. He can score in so many ways. His ability to finish around the rim and shoot from deep is insane. Meanwhile, Durant is a master of scoring, especially in clutch moments. The way he can create his own shot is something we all admire. When it comes to rebounding, Wemby's 10 boards show he's dominant on the glass. He's so effective at snagging those defensive and offensive rebounds. Durant, while not a slouch, had 6 rebounds. But it's clear that Wembanyama has the edge here. Now assists. Durant's 7 assists highlight his playmaking skills. He can create for himself and his teammates, which is so valuable. Wembanyama, while getting 4 assists, is still finding his way in that department. But trust me, as he gains more experience, he'll only get better. Defensively, Durant shows his effort with those 3 steals, and Wembanyama's rim protection is top-notch. His 4 blocks in that standout performance really emphasize why he's such a threat defensively. He's not just a scorer, he can impact the game on both ends of the floor. When I look at these two, I can't help but get excited about their futures. Durant is already a legend in the game, but Wembanyama, he's got the potential to take over the league. Imagine the epic battles we'll see as Wemby continues to grow and develop. If this is just the beginning, I can't wait to see what's next. Both of these players are amazing in their own rights, but Wembanyama is coming for that throne. The league is in for a treat. Or moving on from that, how about his matchups with LeBron? Wemby just keeps impressing. In a thrilling showdown against the Los Angeles Lakers, he helped the Spurs snap an incredible 18-game losing streak. You know that's a franchise record, right? And he did it against none other than LeBron James, the legend himself. Talk about a statement game. In that matchup, Wembanyama brought his A game, finishing with 13 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a pair of blocks. That's right, he was everywhere. Meanwhile, LeBron put up 23 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds. But honestly, it felt like Wemby was the one stealing the spotlight. One moment that really stood out to me was when LeBron found himself trapped in the corner by Wemby's incredible 8-foot wingspan. You could see LeBron's mind working overtime, trying to figure out how to get a shot off. He ended up hitting a tricky 3-pointer, but it wasn't easy. What's wild is that at just 19 years old, Wemby is already causing these kinds of problems for a player like LeBron. Imagine how lethal he's going to be in a few years when he's mastered all the ins and outs of the game. But let's not forget the game just before that, where Wemby faced Anthony Davis. Man, what a duel. Wembanyama scored 30 points, grabbed 13 rebounds, and swatted away 6 shots. And Davis was no slouch either, dropping 37 points and snatching 10 rebounds. But the real story was Wemby's performance in crunch time. When Wemby re-entered the game with just 4 minutes and 35 seconds left, the Spurs were down 108-96. He turned the game on its head. He scored 12 points in the final minutes, including back-to-back step-back 3-pointer. Can you believe that? If it wasn't for a missed free throw, his only miss in the fourth quarter, and a brain fart turnover from Branham, the Spurs might have pulled off a miraculous comeback. But it was clear, Wemby was the man leading that charge. He's not just a rookie, he's a superstar in the making. Watching Wembanyama battle it out against 2 of the biggest stars in the league was electric. It's not every day you see a young player step up like this and hold his own against legends. And when you think about his potential, it's absolutely mind-blowing. He's already proving he can go toe-to-toe with the best, and the sky's the limit for him. I can't wait to see how he grows and what he'll do next. If this is just the beginning, we're in for a wild ride. Wemby is definitely someone to watch. But besides that, what about the most talked about matchup? Wemby versus Chet. Let's look at the last game specifically, because that was the most exciting one. Wembanyama came out swinging, tying the game high with 28 points. He also grabbed 13 rebounds, dished out 7 assists, and showed off his defensive skills with 5 blocks and 2 steals. Seriously, that's a stat line that makes you sit up and take notice. And can we talk about how he became the first player in league history to drop at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and hit 5 3-pointers in a single game? Incredible. Now, Chet wasn't just sitting back either. He finished with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 block. The dude was on fire at the start. He started the game by scoring 11 points right out of the gate. He was shooting 4 for 4 in the first quarter and ended the half with 19 points. That's some serious heat. The game was intense, featuring 12 ties and 12 lead changes. I love it when games are this competitive. The Spurs snapped the Thunder's 6-game winning streak, all thanks to Wemby's incredible performance. It's so exciting to see young talents like these two pushing each other to new heights. What I really love about this matchup is how they complement each other's styles. Wembanyama, with his insane defensive skills and ability to stretch the floor, makes teams think twice before driving the lane. Chet, on the other hand, has a killer shot and a smooth offensive game. They're both unique talents, as Thunder coach Mark Daigneault pointed out, and it's thrilling to see how they'll evolve as the season goes on. But hold on, Wemby's not just about scoring and blocks. He's working hard to cut down on those pesky turnovers. After committing 9 turnovers in his first 2 games, he only gave up 2 against the Thunder. That's progress, folks. If he keeps that up, he'll be an absolute force. Chet has also been consistent with his ball control, averaging just 1.7 turnovers per game before this matchup. He's been smart with his decisions, and that's crucial for a player in his position. But overall, Wembanyama is going to dominate the Western Conference for the foreseeable future. I mean, just look at his talent. At such a young age, he's already rewriting the record books. With his incredible ability to score, rebound, and block shots, he's like a Swiss Army knife on the court, and he's constantly looking to improve. Wemby isn't satisfied with just good performances. He wants greatness. He's setting the tone for the Spurs and inspiring his teammates to elevate their game too. As he continues to grow and gain experience, I truly believe he'll become a nightmare for defenses. The Western Conference better watch out, because Wembanyama is just getting started. With his potential, I can see him leading the Spurs to sustained success for years to come. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. I'm going to push out NBA content every day.